Welcome to part 20 of the Think It edition by TinkerersMind. Today, we will be exploring how to distinguish between various types of information sources. When navigating the vast amount of information available today, it can be overwhelming. There are many different types of sources, from original documents to summaries and overviews. It is important to have a way to understand and evaluate these different sources. But first, we will need to get organized by understanding what schemas are. Schemas are the mental models or frameworks we use to organize and make sense of the information and experiences we encounter in the world. They are like mental shortcuts that allow us to quickly process and categorize large amounts of complex data. Schemas are built up over time through learning and experience. As we are exposed to new information, we fit it into our existing schemas or create new schemas to accommodate it. These schemas then guide how we perceive, interpret, and remember future information. In the context of information sources, a schema is the framework we use to categorize and understand different types of sources, such as primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. This schema helps us quickly assess the nature, authority, and reliability of a source, so we can determine how to interpret and use the information it provides. Here are some examples of primary sources of information: diaries, letters, and memoirs. These provide first-hand accounts and perspectives from people who directly experienced or witnessed historical events. Speeches and interviews. Transcripts or recordings of speeches, interviews, and oral histories give direct insight into people's thoughts, opinions, and experiences. Government records and documents. Official records, reports, and proceedings from government bodies are primary sources that document policies, decisions, and actions. Newspaper and magazine articles. Contemporary journalistic accounts can provide primary evidence of events as they unfolded. Photographs, films, and audio recordings. Visual and audio media can capture primary evidence of people, places, and events. Artifacts and physical objects. Archaeological finds, artworks, and other material culture serve as primary sources that reveal information about the past. Data from scientific studies and experiments. The raw data, observations, and results from original research are considered primary sources. The key characteristic of a primary source is that it provides direct, first-hand evidence about a topic rather than interpreting or analyzing that evidence. Primary sources allow researchers to analyze events, ideas, and perspectives from the time period they are studying. Secondary sources of information. Here are some examples of secondary sources that analyze or summarize primary sources. Scholarly journal articles. These articles often interpret, critique, or synthesize findings from primary research studies. Books and monographs. Authored books that provide in-depth analysis, commentary, and contextualization of primary sources and historical events. Review essays. Articles that survey and evaluate the state of research on a particular topic by examining multiple primary and secondary sources. Historiographical essays. Writings that analyze how the interpretation and understanding of a historical topic has evolved over time through the work of different scholars. Textbooks and course materials. Instructional resources that summarize, explain, and contextualize primary sources for educational purposes. Documentaries and films. Audio-visual works that present interpretations and analyses of historical events, often incorporating primary source footage. Encyclopedias and reference articles. Summaries of topics that draw upon and synthesize information from various primary and secondary sources. The key distinction is that secondary sources do not provide direct, first-hand accounts, but rather interpret, evaluate, or build upon the information contained in primary sources. They offer valuable context, analysis, and synthesis to help researchers better understand the significance and implications of primary source materials. Tertiary sources of information. Here are some additional examples of tertiary sources that provide overviews or summaries of information, almanacs. These reference works compile and summarize a wide range of data, statistics, and general information on various topics. Handbooks and manuals. Comprehensive reference guides that consolidate and explain key concepts, methods, and best practices in a field. Fact books and yearbooks. Annual publications that collect and organize important facts, figures, and data summaries on current events and trends. Bibliographies and literature reviews. Sources that catalog and summarize the key publications and research on a particular subject area. Indexes and abstracts. Tools that provide organized lists and brief descriptions of articles, books, and other works on specific topics. Timelines and chronologies. Sources that compile and present sequences of important events, developments, and milestones. Biographical dictionaries. Reference works that offer concise overviews of the lives and accomplishments of notable individuals. The common thread among these tertiary sources is that they synthesize, consolidate, and provide access to information from a variety of primary and secondary sources. Rather than offering original analysis or interpretation, they serve as useful starting points for research by helping to establish context and identify relevant source materials. Using schemas to evaluate sources. Schemas don't just help us categorize information, they also shape how we interpret and use that information. When we encounter a new source, our schema kicks in and prompts us to ask questions like, what type of source is this? Primary, secondary, tertiary? How credible and authoritative is the author or publisher? How current is the information? Is this presenting original research or an analysis of other works? By applying our schema, we can make more informed decisions about how to use a particular source. Primary sources may be best for in-depth research, while secondary sources can provide helpful overviews. Adapting schemas over time. It's important to note that schemas aren't set in stone. As we gain more experience and knowledge, our schemas can and should evolve. A schema that worked well in one context may need to be adapted for a different situation. By remaining flexible and open to updating our schemas, we can become better at navigating the complex world of information and making well-informed decisions. If you are interested in a more detailed explanation of this subject, please check out the TinkerersMind Substack. The link is also in the sources section. Stay curious. Thank you for watching Tinkerer's Mind. For further exploration on this topic, be sure to delve into the description section for additional insights and resources. If you crave a deeper dive into this subject, visit the Tinkerer's Mind Substack. The link is conveniently provided in the description. Discover more of my content on YouTube, Rumble, and Substack by searching for Tinkerer's Mind on these platforms. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, comment down below, and share this video with fellow knowledge seekers. It all helps. Thank you.